Dave Simon and his co-hosts are completing the remaining finishing touches for tonight's episode. If you are watching the replay, you can skip to the 4-minute and 54-second mark to get to Dave's intro. While you are waiting, watching live, take a look at the news and articles about pro wrestling and MMA from The Authority, the Ringside Report Network. Our website is at ringsidereport.net. That's ringsidereport.net.
Please wait. Hold on. Keep waiting. Almost done. 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 Subscriber is speaking at the moment. Subscriber is speaking at the moment. Subscriber is speaking at the moment. Please wait. Hold on. Keep waiting. Almost done. 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 Subscriber is speaking at the moment. Subscriber is speaking at the moment. Subscriber is speaking at the moment.
Welcome to today's broadcast from the Ringside Report Network. We are a viewer and listener-supported creative team. We would really appreciate it if you became a recurring supporter at membership.ringsidereport.net. While you are waiting, watching live, take a look at the news and articles about pro wrestling and MMA, and while there, check out our exclusive merch, including great jiu-jitsu gear from the Ringside Report Network. Our website is at ringsidereport.net. It's ringsidereport.net.
Subscriber is speaking at the moment.
Ooh. Liv Morgan injured. Randy Orton going to the King of the Ring finals. And Goldberg's back. We got bad news all around. It's Wrestling Uncensored. Just terrible. Terrible news. I'm afraid I've got some bad news. We've got some bad news for you. It's not Wade Barrett, it's me. Oh, wait. It's not just me.
Oh.
This guy's with me.
Hachi Machi.
He's here. Johnny's not here. He was wrestling tonight.
Wrestling pretty hard.
He was in a strap match. And I'm going to show you proof that Johnny is not taking it easy, being a lazy bones boy. He's being a tough guy. And I think I can get this up for you. Look at Johnny. This is a picture he sent me 20 minutes ago?
Yeah.
Oh, it didn't work. Shit. Dang it. Not, what are we, not connected here? Can we get a connection? What's going on with my, my thing is connected here. No? Yeah, we got nothing. Should be there? Nothing? Is that on my side? I don't know. It's not working. Too bad.
But
I have
his back is
his
pretty
back is messed up.
Scratched
I
up.
wish I could show you that Johnny is beat up right now, but it didn't work. Let me restart the software here. Maybe it's on my side. Maybe it's on the other side.
The other side.
The other side. There's many sides to this show. Randy Orton is qualified for King of the Ring. That happened tonight on SmackDown. We're watching SmackDown.
Big SmackDown. John Cena still going.
Okay, there we go. Hold on. I think I got it. There we go, baby.
Oh, my.
Look at that. That's Johnny North's back tonight. Let's zoom in a bit. Look at these. He was in a strap match. Those are strap shots on his back. Look at the lacerations, brother.
Yeah.
Good God almighty. And look how jacked he is, too, by the
My
way.
goodness.
That's our co-host, Johnny North. That's our boy. Yeah, so he was in a match tonight, and he took several strap shots, and he sent me a picture.
It's going to be pretty painful to sleep on.
You'll be all right. He's a toughie. He's a big toughie. How about that, Johnny North? What a monster he is. I hope he won.
Yeah, me too.
I always hope he wins. He's the man. So Johnny not with us tonight because he's out in Sudbury, Ontario, recovering from his injuries, from those lacerations. Imagine that.
Quite painful.
Yeah, it's rough, right?
Like his back was almost open up there. Like he's gonna need some stitches.
Yeah, I wouldn't want that. I don't think he's gonna need stitches because there's no big cuts. But still, it's it's the life of a pro wrestler. That's the aftermath. That's what you see.
It's called being your doozer.
That's
the
our
grinder.
That's our Johnny North. So he's out on the road being a warrior. He'll be back next week, and we'll talk to him. Tonight you've got us, the Brothers of Destruction, and there's a few things going on. All bad.
Yeah, a lot of bad news this week.
Bad news. SmackDown's in Grand Rapids, Michigan. The show has been interesting. We're supposed to get John Cena and Ron the Truth Killings in the main event, which is kind of nuts that Cena's just wrestling on this SmackDown. We also had Randy Orton versus Sami Zayn in the King of the Ring semifinal.
Yeah.
And we had Asuka and Alexa Bliss in another King of the Ring semifinal.
2 consequential matches.
Yeah. Asuka won, so she's going to the Queen of the Ring finals, and Randy Orton won. He's going to the King of the Ring finals. Randy beat Sami Zayn with the RKO. Asuka hit
Oh, yeah.
She went for
running hip attack.
like a running butt to the face thing.
But Alexa
just totally moved out of the way. It didn't hit her. The camera caught that it didn't hit her. It looked very bad. And we're like, ooh, that was bad. She totally missed. And then Asuka went to pin her.
That was the finish.
And that was the finish.
No good. Alexa's done that a lot. She's taken a long break. But that was something we used to, come to expect from her matches. She just kind of bumps for, drop kicks or certain moves way too early and flies away. And it just looks awful. It was a problem she's always sort of had.
Well, I think she had concussion issues, and maybe she doesn't really want to take Solid Impact. But you're a pro wrestler, so yeah, not a person that you can rely on for big bumps.
Yeah, and to make your stuff look good.
She's not a strong style wrestler by any means. She's very light. And it seems like lighter now. Like her match was, Asuka did what she could, but.
And Alexa's just going to be in more and more featured now. She's aligning herself with Charlotte.
Maybe in a tag team with Charlotte, you could hide her a bit.
Yeah.
Because Charlotte had a match with Chelsea Green tonight, and then she got attacked by Piper and Alba Fire, the secret Hervis. And Alexa Bliss made the save for Charlotte. She wants to be friends with Charlotte, but Charlotte wants none of it. That's like a story that they're doing, which is not great for Charlotte.
No.
What is that?
It's like, hey, Charlotte, do you want to be my friend? No. Okay. Next week. Hey, Charlotte, do you want to be my friend?
Yeah, I guess eventually they'll be friends.
And then someone will turn on the other, presumably. Or they'll be the new women's tag team champions.
Well, you're going to need new women's tag team champions because one half of the women's tag team champions is injured. Right?
Yeah.
And, by the way, Raquel and Liv haven't really been defending those belts at all.
No.
I can't remember the last time I saw them in a match as a team.
WrestleMania?
Man, they must have had something after that, but
maybe like a one-off match somewhere, but I think they wrestled at Mania as a tag team.
Let's see, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. Can I do that search? Will that work for me?
Yeah, Liv tore her shoulder.
Yeah, it looks like I could probably just go for Raquel Rodriguez and see what her matches are because she doesn't wrestle a bunch. Cage match is always a good resource. Let's see. Can we get her list of matches? Career 2025. Matches in June. She's had 2. A fatal 4-way and a one-on-one with Kyrie. In April, she had 3. 1 in NXT with Liv against Gigi and Tatum. They beat Becky and Lyra to win the belts. And then they lost the belts to Becky and Lyra, but then they won them back, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because they're champs now, because Becky turned on Lyra.
So I think you're right.
It was like Mania or the day after Mania?
The day after Mania, they won the belts back from Becky and Lyra. And then apparently they had a show on NXT the day after that. But since April, they haven't actually had a tag match. So since winning the belts, they haven't even tagged together. Like Liv was gone for a bit
from the
to do a movie.
Takashi Miike.
But still, when she came back, there was no focus at all on the tag team titles.
Yeah, it was just about her and Dom.
So, and now she's hurt. I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, they could just strip them and do a tournament or a match or something. I don't know, but they're going to have to figure something out with the tag team titles.
They were supposed to allegedly wrestle the Bella Twins at Evolution.
Mm-hmm.
So is that in jeopardy now, or do they find a different team to work with? You would think maybe that's what Liv and Raquel were doing. Maybe they were doing like rehearsals with the Bellas, somewhere.
Maybe that's what I
kind of work.
Well, I mean, the word was like Brie was like non-committal to even doing it.
That makes sense.
Like they had Nikki down, but Brie was like maybe not going to do it. When is that Evolution?
It's in July, I think.
July 13th, WWE's Evolution all-women's premium live event. And, yeah, it looked like they were going for Liv and Raquel defending the tag belts against the Bellas. You had Liv beat down Nikki Bella last week on Raw. Then this week, she has a Queen of the Ring. No, was that a Queen of the Ring? No, that was just a match with Kyrie, right?
I think so.
It was just a match that ended pretty quickly when Liv, got kind of thrown forwards and she went to kind of land on her hands and her, just the
it
impact.
take much.
It doesn't take much. And I've been grappling for a long time, right? And sometimes you're swept or whatever and you go to post and your shoulder kind of gives a bit. And 9 times out of 10, that post, when you go to land, you're fine. But once in a while, you go, oh, I jammed that a bit.
Yeah.
And you didn't necessarily tear your shoulder like Liv did, but, you feel it. And, like, when I saw her do that, I was like, yeah, that can happen to anybody at any time. That's just a thing that happens when you fall forward and land on your hands like that. Most of the time, you can support yourself, but sometimes if you just land slightly off, you could pop your shoulder, and she popped her shoulder, and it's bad, apparently, and she needs surgery. She's going to be gone for an extended period of time, like 6 months, which is awful for Liv, for, what they had planned with the Bellas, for the tag titles, for Raquel, for the whole Judgment Day and everything they have going on that revolves around her on Raw. Like, she's
and Roxanne, there was like a budding thing there.
Yeah, exactly. Roxanne loses out of this. There's so much going on that they have revolving around Liv Morgan on Monday Night Raw. Her going down is like a major blow for the show.
She really is one of the main stars.
Yeah.
It's kind of like just you like listening out there. It's like, oh yeah, like Liv Morgan is like a load-bearing wrestler for Raw. Like a lot revolves around her being on the show.
Yeah,
it's kind of interesting. All the stuff with Rhea, whatever can like happen again.
She's the top female heel on the show.
Yeah,
by far.
It's a big blow.
Like more than Becky.
Yeah,
more. Like Rhea is the top babyface and Liv is the top heel, and they have that rivalry there. That's just always built in. She's
6 months is a long time.
She's become, a really big part of the show. All that stuff with Judgment Day, with Roxanne Perez and, and Finn and Dom and Raquel Rodriguez,
so much heat.
The tag team champion. Like, there's a lot going on with Liv Morgan. And now, not.
And they're not great at improvising, the WWE creative team. They're not great at being like, what do we do now? Well, let's just do this. So it could be a little sloppy in the next few weeks. They're booking. Yeah, it's a big blow.
I think, honestly, I would pivot to...
Sorry. Bless you.
Felt that one coming. I would pivot to... Roxanne jumping in with Raquel going, like Roxanne going, look, Liv's gone. I know you don't like me, but you got those tag titles. We're here. Finn likes me. Dom likes me. I'm all you got.
Yeah.
And then Raquel going, okay. So then when Liv comes back, it's similar to like when Rhea came back from injury, where it's like all of a sudden there's this new one who's been accepted into the group, and you're kind of on the outside looking in, and maybe Dom's a little too cozy with Roxanne, and it's very similar to what happened with Rhea. And that way you can keep everything going, and then you have something big for Liv to do, babyface, when she comes back.
Yeah, the Rumble or something.
Because you have to start something new here. Because you can't just drop everything dead. You kind of have to... And you already have Roxanne kind of eventually going to do that.
Yeah.
Like, it seems like
seeds were there. Like,
she's snaking her way into the group.
You can feel the foreshadowing. It's not
so
subtle.
It's like, let's just drop the facade, go right to it, and have Raquel as kind of a more important part here going, okay, and I'm with you. And then they're a tag team, and maybe they're a successful tag team, But them against the Bellas, I think it's fine.
Yeah, they could.
I think you can do that. It's unfortunate because Liv beat down Nikki.
Yeah.
So Liv has a thing, and then also Liv has history with Brie.
Yeah. Brie knocked her out.
Brie knocked her out for real on Raw several years ago.
Yeah.
Brie kicked her
The
right in
Riot
the
Squad.
face. Yeah, Liv was in the Riot Squad. Brie just went
Did the
boom,
Dino Bryan kicks, yeah.
Did the Bryan kick
and
right
Liv
to
just
her
went
face.
down, like limp. It was crazy.
It was nuts, man.
And they kept the match going. Like they kind of like brought her to the corner, and I don't think she joined, but like they didn't stop the match after she got legit knocked out.
So
Yeah,
there's a
it's true.
lot there with Liv.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, none of that's going to happen. But I think you could save it by pivoting to Roxanne and Raquel instead.
Yeah.
And we just see Bronson Reed versus LA Knight totally degenerating, of course, as
So degenerative.
Braun Breaker comes out and beats up LA Knight.
Why does Braun Breaker
And then-
look like a waiter?
Well,
Or
it's,
like he's at like a nightclub?
it's because of his clothes.
I know, it just doesn't work.
No. And Bronson Reed just hit the tsunami on LA Knight, who's writhing in pain. Paul Heyman celebrating with the Money in the Bank briefcase. Of course, Seth Rollins isn't there. The leader of this whole group, the reason that they're existing, and the guy who actually is the Money in the Bank winner, Seth Rollins, he's not there. But Heyman's got the briefcase. He's there with the goons. For some reason, the goons are feuding with LA Knight tonight on SmackDown for really no reason at all. Other than LA Knight being mad that those guys helped Seth win the thing and Money in the Bank, so whatever. But
Yeah, kill some time.
yeah, it's just kind of filler. I think Seth is at Fanatics Fest
Yeah.
in New York. I think a lot of the big stars are at Fanatics Fest.
Punk is there.
Yeah. Ooh, are Punk and Seth both there? That's not good for them. They don't. Seth doesn't like that.
I wonder how much it costs to get like a picture or something, like hundreds of dollars.
Yeah,
Thousands even.
I would not even care to guess. Like, it's,
Yeah. I did that once. I got like a picture at a Comic-Con,
Oh, that's not good.
but it was someone cool. I got to meet Nature Boy. That's pretty cool.
That's cool.
That was cool.
The Yankees lost.
That's not cool.
That is really not cool. Jeez. 5-3. Orioles 5 runs on 11 hits. Yankees 3 runs on 10 hits. 10 hits. Couldn't cash them in.
Weaver gets the loss.
Yep. Credited with the loss in his return after injury.
That's a shame.
Welcome back, Weave. Oof. That
It's
sucks.
a tough one.
So John Cena and Ronald Truth will be wrestling here on the SmackDown, which is fun.
Yeah, it's different.
I just saw a picture of Pretty Deadly there.
Oh, yeah.
Kit Wilson was in the ring for a match with Aleister Black tonight. And then R-Truth just attacked Kit Wilson. Kit Wilson, one half of Pretty Deadly. And they even said, like, oh, his tag team partner injured because like, he's injured because one of Fraxium, was it Frazier?
It's Frazier.
Not Axomi.
Niles.
Not Niles. Frazier. He did the
like a
Cigar
450,
Volant,
yeah.
whatever it's
And
called.
he landed his shin on like Elton Prince's chin and
Yeah,
like
right
busted it open.
And he was bleeding pretty bad right away. Landed like shin on face from a flip from the top rope. And we haven't seen Pretty Deadly since. Now we find out after seeing one half of Pretty Deadly, the other guy's hurt. And it's like, oh yeah, I'm not surprised he's hurt.
That really sucks. It must be really serious.
It sucks.
Maybe he broke his jaw.
They were getting a bit of a push, then these Fraxium guys show up and just
And where's
smash
Fraxium now?
Well, maybe they're punished because they hurt
they
a guy.
Suck.
Anyways, so Kit Wilson was there, but R-Truth attacked him. He never even had his match with Aleister Black. Aleister Black was there just looking confused. And then Truth had to get security out and Jamie Noble.
Yeah, that was weird.
And they're like, get out of here, Truth. And then Aleister Black was backstage like, why are you getting involved in my match, Truth? And then it seemed like maybe they were going to have an altercation, but Damian Priest showed up, and he's like, hey, remember me, man? We used to be friends.
That was so weird because like the way they had the camera pit, like they were like Black and Truth were kind of like face to face, and then Priest kind of goes like, whoop.
Yeah, his face just appeared. It was like, hey,
"Hello."
guys.
It was like, almost like a comedic beat.
It was supposed to be like intense, but it was comedic.
Yeah.
But I think maybe it was supposed to be comedic, Because Truth kind of would pop up like that too.
Yeah, right. It was a very R-Truth thing to do.
Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah, it's true. He was doing the R-Truth thing.
Yeah.
Because Truth was going to be like, hey, guys.
Yeah, Truth's face would just pop out of nowhere and it'd be funny.
Yeah.
But when Priest did it, like, he was just serious.
Yeah.
And it seemed like maybe he was going to fight Aleister Black.
Yeah, he's like, hey,
you know what I
that's
mean?
my friend.
Like, it seemed like, and Aleister Black was like, okay, cool. Yeah. But it seemed like for a second, like, oh, are they going to do Priest and Black here? Like, what is...
Yeah, they going to wrestle tonight? Yeah.
They should be a tag team because they're basically the same.
Yeah, they are the same guy.
Damian Priest and Aleister Black are the same gimmick. They should be a team. They're the same guy.
Yeah. You say, you know...
And honestly, I've always
You want
been...
Undertaker? Both of them say yes.
Yeah, you want to be like a junior version of Undertaker? Hey, it's the Undertaker brothers. Da-da-da-da-da-da. You know?
The Undertaker Brothers is a good name.
The Undertaker brothers. But I'm a big proponent of if guys aren't working as like singles wrestlers,
yeah,
and especially if they would fit as a team, make them a team.
Yeah.
Because what else are they doing? And your tag team division, especially for WWE, always sucks.
Yeah. And, you know, that team could work.
AEW's tag division isn't that exciting either.
No.
It's pretty weak.
And from what I understand, WWE is interested in Private Party. And Street Profits are like, hey, that's kind of our thing.
That's not... Well, I mean, it's nuts to be interested in them. But
yeah,
okay.
Of all the teams.
Okay. I mean, WWE's interested in anybody that was on TV in AEW.
Yeah, but Private Party?
They're giving everybody a look. Like, literally everybody. You know?
Surprised that Wardlow hasn't showed up on WWE TV.
I think he's still under contract with AEW, technically. There was a thing with Wardlow, and there's like another one. Camille, maybe? Camille, who's not in AEW, but what is it? The Miz is hosting.
Oh, the American Gladiators.
And Wardlow's on it. And WWE was not happy that Wardlow was on it. WWE is acting petty as hell. There's another thing where Netflix wants them to promote the new Happy Gilmore movie.
It's got Becky Lynch.
Yeah. And it's also on Netflix, and WWE is promoting everything Netflix.
And Adam Sandler will probably show up on Raw. You know, he's a wrestling fan.
But
Majeff?
Apparently they wanted a commercial done. They were sent a commercial, and they're like, no, we want one without MJF in it.
But he's his son, so he's probably in a lot of the trailers. MJF is standing in the back. There's 8 people, and he's there.
Yeah.
So it's tough to cut a trailer just for Raw,
which is great.
You're usually just sent a trailer and we'll air it. You know,
we'll see what airs on Raw.
We have notes.
We'll see what airs, but apparently the word is WWE was we want to promote Happy Gilmore 2, but we need a commercial without MJF in it because we're petty as hell.
It makes no sense.
It's funny. It's really funny.
Yeah, they're so massive, but they're just still
yeah.
Oh, we don't want to acknowledge the competition. What competition?
Then
we're the only game in
town. They're AEW's not competition.
But
they're
make Ricky Starks part of Seth Rollins' stable because he's so cool.
Yeah. It's so crazy.
I've heard that. I've heard that they might add either Ethan Page or Ricky Starks to their Seth Rollins stable. And I'm like, that sucks.
It doesn't add anything to it.
No, it detracts, actually.
Maybe Ricky Starks could be fun. I don't hate Ricky Starks.
Yeah.
He's all right.
No, but I just, in that kind of thing with Heyman and a bunch of promos calling him the future or something. He's Randy. If this is a Seth's evolution, he's the Randy. He's not Randy.
I don't know. I could see him doing all right with that group. I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah.
Ricky Starks, I think that would be all right. He could be a babyface to kind of rise up against Seth eventually. He'd be like the Batista. There would be no Randy.
Very small Batista.
There's no Randy because there's no Flair.
Heyman, I think, is Flair.
It's not an evolution. It's more like a 4 Horsemen type of thing where Seth is Flair. Seth is Flair.
Heyman's JJ.
Heyman is JJ Dillon. Braun Breaker is
Tully.
I think Bronson Reed is Arn, and Ricky Starks would be like, Barry Windham.
All right, I can see that.
You know?
Or Mungo.
Nah. Let him be Barry Windham.
Yeah,
I think that works.
Wyndham's
It's like they're the Four Horsemen type of thing. I think you need a fourth man. I think Ricky Starks would be good.
All right. I was looking at like Evolution, but
No, I don't think it's an evolution
like
because the
Triple H,
dynamics aren't
two
there.
Batistas and a Norton.
No, because evolution, you need an old guy who still wrestles. They don't have an old guy who wrestles.
There aren't that many left.
No. Okay. What else happened? Cody Rhodes was on the show tonight.
Oh, yeah.
And Jey Uso came to the ring, and they had a conversation because they're going to wrestle each other Monday on Raw, where the winner will face Randy Orton in the finals of the King of the Ring. And then the winner of that match probably goes on to face John Cena at SummerSlam. I think Cody's going to beat Jey Uso, and then it's going to be Cody-Randy at Night of Champions in the King of the Ring finals. And then I don't know. I think maybe Cody wins and Cody Cena at SummerSlam. Like Cody Cena at SummerSlam.
Randy Cena was one last time, so
yeah,
can't do it again.
They did it in St. Louis. It's enough. I think Cody Cena at SummerSlam makes the most sense right now because it's the WrestleMania main event. You got to do the rematch at some point. We've been circling around this match for so long. Let's get to it already.
Yeah, you don't think they'd put Jey Uso there?
Hell no, that'd be so dumb.
I mean, do you feel like a little doubt in the back of your mind, like maybe they might put Jey Uso there?
I would be shocked. I mean,
I don't know. I can see it. I can see Jey beating Cody in like a surprise, maybe, and somehow beating Randy.
But
yeah.
But we've been circling this Cody Rhodes thing for so long. We have to get to it at some point. SummerSlam is the best way to do it. Jey Uso against Cena would be awful. No one would believe he would win. He wouldn't win. It would be terrible. Cody Cena needs to happen again. SummerSlam is the place to do it.
Yeah. I'm not disagreeing, but I just have this small doubt that they would just be like, no, it's a yeet in SummerSlam. Yeah.
I think they lost faith in Jey Uso a little bit.
Well, the Goldberg thing, I think, was always going to, they were saying, it was kind of always, and maybe it does feel like it was always a plan to have this Goldberg match and,
Gunther had to take the belt back at this point because the plan was always Goldberg at Saturday night's main event in July.
Yeah. And then, I don't know, maybe then
Jay gets Cena as a consolation prize because he's still their guy. They still have plans for him.
Yeah,
you think?
And he still gets a big spot. Maybe Cody wrestles Gunther. Or they wait till Survivor Series, maybe? Is that the last Cena main of PLE? Survivor Series, I think?
Maybe.
Maybe that's Cody. If they don't even do Roman.
Man, that's a long time. Goldberg is back. He's going to wrestle Gunther July 12th in Atlanta at Saturday night's main event for the World Heavyweight Championship. They're billing it as Goldberg's last match. Please let it be Goldberg's last match.
It has to be. He's 58?
And he was not moving well.
No, he was pretty sweaty.
And he could barely get to the top rope. Or the second rope. He was stumbling. His knees looked like they didn't exist. His legs were completely stiff. I'm not sure he can bend his legs.
How's he going to spear?
I don't know. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe Gunther just squashes him.
Jackhammer?
Can Gunther just squash him? Goldberg's been squashing people for years. Let's have Gunther just go bam, bam, bam,
Sleeper
over.
hold,
over. Just choke him out quick. Put him out of our misery.
I mean, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
The fans get a lot of heat in Atlanta.
Yeah.
In Goldberg country.
They should do it. Because I don't think Goldberg can wrestle more than 2-3 minutes. I don't want to see Goldberg wrestle for more than 2-3 minutes. And he doesn't deserve to have a match with Gunther that lasts longer than 2 or 3 minutes. Goldberg. I would say I can't believe, like I was almost going to be like, I can't believe that, but I can believe it. It's WWE. They love bringing this guy back.
He's all they got left from that
He's
era.
awful. He's a piece of crap, Bill Goldberg, who kicked Bret Hart in his head, ended his career. Anybody that would do that to Bret the Hitman Hart is a piece of crap. Bret doesn't forgive him. I don't forgive him. Bill Goldberg sucks forever.
I'll never forget.
Worst wrestler ever.
Chris Jericho's book. He had a lot of great Goldberg stories, but the best one was Goldberg drove. Was it the same car as Hulk? He bought the same car, or he had some kind of car, and he would drive it to the front of the parking lot where all the boys would enter, so everyone would walk by, and he would just stand and lean on his car and just wait for people to go, "Oh, nice car, Bill," and he'd be like, "Oh," and he wouldn't even say thanks. He would just be like, "Oh, it costs more than what you earn a year, pal." Ha ha ha. He just did it to be a dick, and he was just clearly
Yeah.
I think he was jealous of the legit respect Hogan would get. I think when he would arrive.
Yeah.
And then he would just stand in front of people "Oh, nice car, Bill." He's like, "Oh, well, you suck, pal. You don't make any money.
Yeah.
I'm making all your money."
Goldberg is a dick.
Yeah.
He's awful. He acts like he's the toughest guy ever. He never fought. He's an ex-washed-up football player who stumbled into pro wrestling and got pushed way more than he should have and believed his own gimmick.
Super
Still
mark
believes
for himself.
Still believes his own gimmick. Yeah. Huge mark for himself. Complete jackass.
Oh, I was about maybe even bigger than Austin at some point.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, if I really wanted to hurt Bret Hart, I would have killed him. Yeah. Okay.
And I think in Jericho's book also, I think he talks about an encounter, a little tussle they had backstage, and he kind of got Goldberg a bit subdued right away with a front face lock. But he would talk in interviews later, "Oh, you really think Chris Jericho could take a guy like me?
Yeah.
Look how big I am."
Yeah.
That matters.
Goldberg comes off as one of these guys who's big and jacked, but super insecure about his actual fighting ability. So he projects this tough guy image, but he doesn't have any credentials to back it up.
No.
So you go, okay, well, you claim that you could do this. You've done kickboxing and all this stuff, but you haven't had any fights. You've just hit pads. That's and I've seen him hit pads, and it's not impressive. So he just comes off really phony and really insecure to me. He just comes off goofy. He's just one of these big muscle dudes that has the muscles to hide who he is inside. There's real, it's really pathetic because he game where he's if you heard him talk, you would think, oh, this guy must have fought in the UFC and done well.
Yeah, he's talking like he's Mark Coleman.
Right, but he's not.
He's just a bald guy with a goatee.
Yeah, he hasn't done any of those things. He just won fake wrestling matches. Also, when a guy actually did test him.
Yeah, Regal.
It was William Regal, whose body looked like shit compared to Goldberg's. Yeah. And he could have fucking completely killed Goldberg if he wanted to in the ring. Yeah. So, and that, I think, adds to Goldberg's insecurity.
Yeah, Regal checking him there.
A guy like that I can't believe what, his brain doesn't compute because he's just not, he's just so pathetic. I really, really dislike him. I dislike him as a human being. I dislike him so much for what he did to Bret Hart. I dislike him for his, just his attitude towards pro wrestling, where he feels he deserves everything and he's owed everything. He's very selfish, very self-centered, very just gross.
His run in 2003
and also
was
a shit
so
wrestler.
bad.
A shit wrestler.
He barely lasted a year. He was gone. He was the other guy in that Brock Lesnar match at WrestleMania 20 where the crowd was getting get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
They were saying that at Goldberg too. They were we're tired of this guy. He didn't even last a year. And the fans were this guy sucks.
Yeah.
They wanted Triple H to beat him.
He is
during the reign of terror.
He is a guy that I just have no time for. I've never had any time for. Absolutely terrible as a pro wrestler. Completely insecure. Never did anything. Just the worst. The worst. Stupid as hell.
Represents the worst.
Did dumb things his whole career. Smashing his hand through the car window and injuring himself.
And ruining a big storyline.
An angle.
Yeah.
When he was told not to do it, but he did it anyways because he's stupid. Smashing his head into a locker and concussing himself, coming out bleeding before a match with The Undertaker where he nearly killed Undertaker multiple times. Goldberg has proven himself to be an absolute moron, mark for himself time and time again. And the fact that the WWE, keeps feeding his ego is just deplorable. And is really an insult to the tradition of professional wrestling. Like he's an insult to pro wrestling, and the fact that WWE keeps bringing this piece of crap back is an insult to the tradition, the history of pro wrestling. They spit in the face of pro wrestling when they hire Bill Goldberg to do a match in the ring.
Yeah.
And here's John Cena, a legend of the business, with another legend of the business, CM Punk. Cena just took out R-Truth with a belt shot. Truth was walking away. Cena hit him with the belt. The match went out the window between Truth and Cena. But now CM Punk came out to save Truth. But Cena has hit Punk with the belt now. Punk is down, and Cena is grabbing the Slim Jim table because all the tables now branded with Slim Jim. So I think we have to call them Slim Jim tables.
Yeah, trademark.
They're made of wood and pepperoni. Fact.
See, it just took a bite out of the table.
Oh, my God.
I said, it's delicious.
Yes, and it is. Who doesn't love a Slim Jim?
I don't.
Wash it down with a nice bottle of Prime. That's also a weapon ringside.
I just threw up in my mouth a little.
WWE wants you to eat the worst things.
Yeah.
Oh, there's another belt shot to CM Punk. John Cena running roughshot over the Second City Saint.
Yeah, Papa John's Pizza sponsored the Charlotte Flair, Chelsea Green
got
match.
Him up.
Good
Attitude
Almighty.
Adjustment through the table from John Cena. My God, there's 10 minutes of SmackDown left. What are they going to do here, pal?
Dwayne?
They got 10 minutes of this show. Oh, Cena's going to talk. Okay.
Oh, is he going to cut like a shoot promo on Cena?
He's
Punk?
killed Punk. He's hit him with the belt twice. He's put him through the table with the Attitude Adjustment. And now he's going to cut a very long promo on him.
He's going to do a pipe bomb.
Maybe. He's sitting there.
Because Cena went through a table when Punk cut a promo.
Punk, as you're sitting there.
Hopefully as uncomfortable as you possibly can be.
Yeah. Is he saying that?
Yeah.
He is.
Yes.
As you lay there in your most uncomfortable. He didn't quite get the line, but.
Yeah, you botched the line, John. No take twos.
Oh, he couldn't quite do it. Somebody's afraid of what I'm going to say. There you go. He's cutting the CM Punk pipe bomb on him.
It's gonna be hard for Punk not to start laughing.
Jason Pete dropping the super chat. He says, "Remember when he tried to pick a fight with Matt Riddle as if Bill Goldberg would have done anything besides talk?" Yeah, that's another thing. Riddle said some things about Goldberg being like a phony tough guy. And Goldberg was like, bro. And then Riddle was trying to be cool, like, hey, bro.
Yeah.
And then Goldberg's like,
yeah, sure, bro.
I'm not your bro.
Yeah, and
okay.
Riddle's
but
whatever, man.
What? And Riddle's like, okay.
If you want to step up.
If that's how you want to handle it, whatever, but.
Yeah, that was 100% legit. That was
Riddle would have killed him, man.
Yeah, that whole interaction, that wasn't a word.
No, that was real, because Goldberg is a petty little bitch. Such a good point, Jason. Thank you for that. Jason Pete, member of the team over at join.ringsidereport.net. Angelo Contagonis in the chat as well. Leor in the chat. What's up, Angelo? What's up, Leor?
Oh, he's just
What's
cursed.
up, Jason?
He called Punk the best bullshit.
Oh, my God. He just called him the best bullshitter in the world.
But Hey, Stu. Oh, like Colt Cabana.
Wow.
That's a Colt Cabana reference.
Yeah, Cena saying, "Oh, I just swore the show's going off the rails. I'm breaking the fourth wall." He's saying, "Hi, Stu, shoot this." He was talking to the cameraman, kind of like
Stu.
when Punk waved at the camera and said, "Hi, Colt Cabana."
The thing that Punk said to Cena, though, the one thing you're better than me, is that you're kissing better than me kissing Vince McMahon's ass.
Wow.
He's not going to say that.
Cena says, "I'm jealous of you. I'm jealous that you've convinced these people to believe that you're the best in the world. They chant for you." I mean, is Punk really going to lie down for 10 minutes? You would think if a man is unconscious for 10 minutes, medical help would come at some point.
Like, are you dead?
Like, Punk has been lying here for a good 3 to 4 minutes at this point, unconscious. Why is no one coming to help
Where's
him?
the doctor?
I think he's dying. Or napping. What's he saying now? He's waving at the camera
Who's
again.
he saying hello to? Hey, Nick. Nick Aldis? Hey, Matt. Oh! Nick and Matt, the Young Bucks? They just
Oh.
call out the Young Bucks?
Hey, Nick and Matt, how you guys doing? What did he say? He said something about...
Like Punk will step on the necks of people?
Whoa, what did he say? Hold on a second.
Achie,
Is he calling out the Young Buckaroos?
I think he was.
Cena! Wait. Give me my captions back. Come on. What's happening here? This is nuts.
Yeah. There.
Wow. Did Cena say Nick and Matt? Nick and Matt. Oh my goodness. Hey,
Oh.
Claudio Castagnoli? Nick
Oh.
Nemeth. Matt
Oh.
Cardona.
Okay.
Oh, he's saying that these... What?
Oh, like Punk stepped on Cesaro, Ziggler, and
To get
Zack
ahead.
Ryder? I don't know about that.
I don't see. I don't get it. Why is he calling those guys out?
Ah, so it's not the Young Bucks.
No,
Different
no.
Nicks and Matts.
Matt Cardona. The closed caption led us astray.
He's he's doing a show here soon, Matt Cardona. I think in Laval.
Really?
I think so.
Wow. Cena dropping CM Punk. Yeah, Nick Nemeth, not Nick Jackson. That would have been crazy.
Yeah, I thought he was.
That would have been nuts.
Yeah.
Hey, Nick. Hey, Matt.
I was like, whoa.
Yeah, because we're watching on closed caption and said, hey, Nick. Hey, Matt. It didn't say the last names. The caption didn't catch it.
Yeah, they're like, who's Cardona?
Yeah.
Cardona.
Wow. Whoa. Cena said you're no longer the voice of the voiceless. You're a freaking millionaire. You're a capitalist. And you're not against TKO. You are Mr. TKO. Wow. Wow.
I mean, you could
Wow.
be rich and still advocate for policies that help everyone.
Oh, come on,
The
man.
Roosevelts were a very wealthy family.
Punk,
It's called the noblesse oblige.
come on, Punk totally has sold out to TKO and everything. He's going to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
He went back to WWE. He is a total sellout. Cena is right. Cena. This is dropping.
Is that like hunk of his shoulder missing?
Yeah, he's got like a cut on his shoulder. I don't know what that is. Wow. Hell of a promo from Cena. And CM Punk going on 8 minutes now,
Yeah, just
unconscious
not
and counting. I mean, it's nuts how long he's been selling this for. Well, I don't think Punk's going to be the guy to beat Cena.
No.
So Cena's going to do all this to him and beat him? Is that next week?
Yeah, Saturday.
Damn. Saturday afternoon, Night of the Champions.
This afternoon is Night of Champions.
Yeah. I think if they've done that before. I remember we talked about Afternoon of Champions at some point. This isn't the first Night of Champions that's in the afternoon because it's in Saudi Arabia.
It's a very like Saudi name. Like, oh, that sounds good.
Night of Champions.
Yes.
It's gonna be in the afternoon. No, Night of Champions. Okay. Whatever you say, sir. Yeah. Yeah, I'll hold your hand. Where we going?
Can I have some oil?
No. Oh, boy. Well, there's Cena and Punk still in the ring, and Punk's still dead. It's weird how long he's selling for. They're going to wrestle next week. It's kind of fun that Cena, like on this farewell tour, is wrestling.
Finally.
Oh, wow. A referee just showed up to check on Punk after like 10 minutes of him being unconscious. Free. Like, I like that Cena's wrestling all his old foes, you know, on this farewell tour. He's doing Randy, little thing with Truth here, then CM Punk. Like, it's fun that he's wrestling Punk again.
Yeah. Who else would be a good, I mean, Edge would be cool, but that can't happen.
It's really too bad that Kevin Owens is hurt because that would have been fun.
That probably was gonna be a match at some point. Like
I would not mind seeing AJ Styles once again beat up John Cena.
That's right.
That would be fun.
Yeah, they haven't. I don't know where AJ.
Remember that?
is,
Beat up John Cena.
Yeah,
that was fun.
thing. Yeah.
AJ Styles and Cena would be good. They could do that again.
Did you say what I think you just said?
Did he just say John Cena has left the motherfucking building?
Or did they say mother fudging?
I don't know what he said. I think he may have said the word.
Really?
I'm not sure. What?
Your promos are foolish?
He said ripped off your promo to make you look even more foolish? I don't get it.
Like he did the CM
Cena is like saying things that I don't even understand. Like he's working on different levels, man. He's saying some inside stuff where you got to kind of analyze it and go, wait, what's he saying?
Yeah. It's just shooting.
Yeah, shooting on many levels. I think he's saying things to Punk that only Punk and a few others might understand. It's not always for everybody. John Cena going into business for himself. Empty-headed dumb fuck.
What did I ever do to deserve this?
Yeah. Honestly, fuck CM Punk. Hangman Page forever. Hangman cut an incredible promo on Dynamite this week in Mexico City.
Or in Spanish, eh?
Completely en Espanol. It was amazing. More amazing is I understood everything he said.
That's amazing.
Yeah. My Spanish is pretty... I can understand way more Spanish than I can speak. My spoken Spanish is not good. But my understanding of Spanish is pretty good. And I understood what Hangman was saying, which was nice. And, yeah, it was super cool to see him cut that promo. He's so great.
The crowd must have been, like, on fire for it, you know, to see this guy.
Yeah, of course. And my love for Hangman Page really hurts my love for CM Punk.
Yeah.
Because I love
Hangman
Hangman
to see
more.
These guys at odds. You'd think these guys would be allies.
Yeah, they seem to be on the same wavelength politically and stuff.
Which is rare in the wrestling business.
Yeah.
But
they don't like each other.
Not one bit.
And, yeah, I just Hangman is so great. He's such a hero, you know? And Punk is like an anti-hero.
You know,
he's a villain.
You know, it's that line from the Batman movie, you die a hero, you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
I think that's what Punk is.
He's become Two-Face.
Yeah. Tommy Lee Jones.
That's right.
Classic Tommy Lee Jones.
I cannot sanction your tomfoolery. Buffoonery. That's what we said to Jim Carrey.
I love Tommy Lee Jones.
Oh, Tommy Lee Jones? One of the best.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently, really unpleasant to be around.
Yeah, I've heard.
But like, so fucking good and everything. Like,
Oh yeah.
I mean, we're talking about No Country.
Mm.
You ever seen Lincoln?
I don't think so.
The Daniel Day-Lewis's
No.
that movie kicks ass. Like
Tommy Lee Jones is in there?
Tommy Lee Jones is incredible.
That's like a
in
late
Lincoln.
Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah, like he was nominated for. He should have won the Oscar for that. He gives some speeches on the floor that are just like incredible.
All right.
Just like
You've sold me.
oh, so good.
I'll watch it.
Lincoln. So
I'm
good.
down for any good
Senor
Tommy.
Spielbergo.
Any
you
good
know?
Tommy Lee Jones, I'm down. I love a good Tommy Lee
Mr.
Jones.
Wegler's in that movie.
The Fugitive.
Oh, Fugitive.
You know, Tommy Lee Jones is good
Saw
as hell.
one young Tommy Lee Jones movie with called Rolling Thunder.
Why are we talking about Tommy Lee Jones? Rolling Thunder.
Two-Face.
Rob Van Dam.
Yeah, Two-Face.
Oh yeah, John
You know,
Cena.
yesterday was the 30th anniversary of Batman Forever. I think.
Rest in peace.
I think we saw that in theaters together. Right?
Oh yeah.
Baby.
All right. Stick to the script. CM Punk.
Two-Face.
He, yeah, I don't know. Hangman is so great. He's doing such great things in AEW. Hopefully he becomes a world champion at All In, which is coming up
He has to be.
soon, July 12th. We're just a few weeks away from AEW's biggest show of the year. I didn't love their show this week in Mexico City. It felt like a spot show. You know, there was just a lot of matches between AEW guys and CMLL guys.
Yeah.
Where it didn't feel like anything was really happening in AEW. It just felt like one show for one night only in Mexico.
For the fans.
For
to
the
be
fans.
Like, really little worlds collide kind of thing.
And like to show off some CMLL talent and whatever, but like I don't know, it didn't feel like there was any urgency. It didn't feel like anything was really happening. They were just doing matches for the sake of matches.
Kind of like an ECW one night stand, sort of. Just kind of like, kind of fun, but just
except the people you weren't really familiar with. You know, like let me read you some names: Adam Cole, Bandito, Daniel Garcia, Brody King, Templario, Atlantis, and Atlantis Jr.
Atlantis Jr. rings a bell.
Okay, wrestled the Don Callis family, which is like a bunch of guys, right? It's Takeshita, Fletcher, Hobbs, FTR, Volador, and Hechicero.
I've heard of Hechicero.
Yeah. Lance Archer was there too.
Oh, yeah. Lance.
Josh Alexander is part of Don Callis family. Just a million guys. Everybody's all over the place. Bandito, Adam Cole, Daniel Garcia, Brody King, Templario, Atlantis, and Atlantis Jr. got the win. The biggest part of this whole show happened off TV. Bryan Danielson came out, made the save for some lucha guys, did his running knee, took a bump. Crowd went nuts. Wasn't on TV.
Why?
I don't know. Maybe because it was just for the crowd and he could do one bump, but he's not actually planning to do any story in AEW. And if it was televised, you would expect more. That's probably it.
And like he'll show up next week to address it.
Or not.
But no, if it was on TV.
He would have to.
What's going on here? What does this mean?
Yeah. So it just means, he can take a bump, but he's not going to do a match. Yeah. It's something else. That's what it looked like to me. Mark Briscoe wrestled Kazuchika Okada. That was like a real AEW match that Okada won. MJF wrestled Mistico. This was kind of the most interesting segment for me. MJF came out super American. American outfit, American flag.
Very grande Americano-y.
Yeah, and Mistico came out, Mexican flag, a song that I didn't know, but they were all familiar with. I think Mistico's in the music video.
Okay.
It was like a big deal. And then at the end, MJF like cheats to win, rips off Mistico's mask, puts it on himself, and like the crowd was really mad. And apparently MJF got attacked at the hotel.
Oh, for real? I mean,
but he was like, the word is he was pleased with it because like great heel work,
But
but the crowd was pissed at MJF.
Take that very seriously. You unmask someone,
Yeah, and being super pro-America, like
right now
they seemed like they were not happy with America in Mexico. Kind of like if you were Super Pro America in Canada right now, it would
Get
not
some
go
heat,
over
you
well.
know? They're booing the anthem at hockey games.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Americans are taking some heat around the world right now. And we saw it in Canada, and now we saw it again in Mexico. MJF was like getting major heat doing the Pro America gimmick. Mistico won by disqualification technically after MJF unmasked him, but it was. And then you had a 4-way Mascara Dorado, Ricochet, Hologram, and Leo Rush. It was for money. Hologram won. And then Zeuxis wrestled Mercedes Moné for the CMLL Women's World Title, and Mercedes Moné won.
Another belt.
It's
like 8 or something? Like, she's...
I've lost promotions title and the AEW, and Toni Storm did like this whole video package, and then she came out and attacked Mercedes. It was pretty cool. And Toni Storm, of course, AEW Women's World Champion, will be defending against Mercedes Moné in a huge match.
Do we both have Mercedes?
I'm wavering.
I think Mercedes is going to win.
I'm starting to think Tony is going to win. I'm flip-flopping it. I was going with Mercedes, but Mercedes just has so many belts. She doesn't need another belt.
But at the same time, though, like, it makes sense if she just has, like, them all. You know, like, then it's like, and then she becomes, like, the first. I mean, she's already, like, the first to hold, like, a crazy amount of belts because she's also held WWE belts.
Yeah.
But
she's done it all.
But she's never held the AEW women, so it's, like, the last one. I think she's going to win it.
But it's still Sasha Banks, and I think the perception would be a WWE person beating an AEW homegrown talent. Yeah. Even though Toni Storm was in WWE, timeless Toni Storm wasn't in WWE. And even though it's the CEO, Mercedes Moné, it's still the boss, Sasha Banks.
Yeah,
you know? So I'm more
into
into the idea. I liked it. I'm more into the idea of Toni winning because she's awesome and she's like the AEW person.
And she's still so good.
She's so good.
Especially, like, we were talking, like, you know, Mariah May cut a promo this week on NXT. And it really shows how good Toni is. Because that was, like, entirely derivative.
Mariah May cut a promo on NXT that sounded like she was still feuding with Toni Storm, except Toni Storm doesn't exist in that world. It was bizarre.
Yeah.
It's like they told her, do some of that stuff you were doing in AEW. And it's like, okay, but I was just doing the stuff that Toni does with Toni. And now I'm not with Tony, so, like, it's like WWE didn't realize that Mariah May's entire AEW run revolved around Toni Storm.
It's true. She was only there for, like...
I think they got Mariah May, but meant to get Toni Storm. Like, it's crazy. They gave her nothing, and they're like, just do that Toni Storm thing. And it didn't. It fell totally flat.
Yeah. The crowd was not feeling it. So,
Toni Storm,
not off to a good start there.
Toni Storm cut this promo on Mariah May, leading into, like, their final match, like the grand finale or whatever it's called.
Yeah. Hollywood ending?
And it was like, it was so good because she's sitting there right in her face. She's like, when this is over, you'll go back to obscurity and maybe you'll do some things and you'll wrestle some people, whatever. But then years from now, people will say, whatever happened to Mariah May, you know? And it's like, well, I will be timeless, you know? Yeah. And it was just like, oh, she was telling her that you ain't shit without me. Like,
you're going to go WWE. Maybe you'll wrestle Bayley.
Yeah, but no one will. You're going to have a different name, and you won't be the same. And people will go, yo, whatever happened to that? Oh, yeah, she's like in NXT. Not really. Yeah. She's Blake Monroe in NXT, and she's like the NXT North American champion.
Yeah.
You know?
They should have moved her to the main roster right away.
Yeah, but would that have worked? Because she's really doing like a half-assed Toni Storm gimmick right now, which was her gimmick in AEW, but it made sense because her whole thing was feuding with Toni Storm. Like
she became Toni Storm like that. Like
her entire run was about Toni.
Yeah, she never like was anybody else's lackey or anything else. She just
No.
kind of
She
was
came
brought
in,
as Tony's
was
lackey.
Tony's lackey, and then eventually turned on Tony, feuded with Tony, beat Tony, held the belt, feuded with Mina Shirakawa for like one match until Tony came back, continued to feud with Tony, lost to Tony, disappeared.
Yeah.
Went to AEW, pretended she was still feuding with Tony. It sucks because I liked her so much as Mariah May, and I really would like to see her do cool shit in WWE because she's awesome. I've seen her be awesome. But maybe that was just the illusion of Toni Storm and how great she is.
Yeah, just
like Tony's so great. Rub. Tony's so great that if you do stuff with her, you're better. And honestly, like judging on what I've seen with Tony and everybody else, it's kind of true.
Yeah, she just elevates.
Tony elevates She elevated Megan Bayne.
Yeah, Mercedes.
Mercedes
was like always like, this isn't working. This doesn't feel right. But her and Mercedes, it works.
Yep.
Like the little sniffs.
Yeah. There's something there.
Yeah. Tony.
Oh, she's so good.
Yeah.
She's the best in the business.
Yeah.
She's
like the best thing going. There's nobody that works as well as her.
Yeah.
Always. And is always like fresh.
Yeah.
It's kind of amazing.
Jason Pete lives out in Mexico, and he said the Mexico City AEW show was a single night event. That's how they promoted it here. They had a whole press conference, CMLL versus AEW, and that was the show. Except for us, it was presented as AEW Grand Slam in Mexico City, not really CMLL. It was supposed to be just Dynamite, And for a Dynamite, like 3 weeks out of your biggest show of the year, it didn't feel like it had enough urgency when we're trying to build this big show. Like they did have a little Hangman Moxley confrontation thing, but nothing else was really built. 3 matches? 3 matches official. Okada versus Kenny, which is sick, for what they're calling the AEW, the inaugural AEW Unified Championship.
That sounds like the main belt.
It does.
It really sounds like the main heavyweight championship.
Yeah.
That's really stupid.
It's really dumb.
Why not Intercontinental?
Yeah. I don't know. So Kenny is the international champion. Okada is the continental champion.
So dumb.
They're going to have a match where they unify the belts, though the continental championship and the international championship, which really mean basically nothing. They're going to have this match, and the winner will be the AEW Unified Champion, which really sound like, what's more important, the AEW World Champion or the AEW Unified Champion? It's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah. Unified usually means like definitive, like it was in dispute, but now it's like
and shouldn't the AEW Unified Champion wrestle the AEW World Champion? Because if you're the Unified Champion, wouldn't your whole goal be to unify belts?
Oh my God, Tony Khan.
It's so bizarre. It's so weird,
It's like they thought about it for like 10 hours, decided for 10 hours, and then they came out with it. It's
and
a terrible idea.
They couldn't have just done the thing that we all want them to do, which is just go, it's the Intercontinental Championship. You have an international champion, you have a continental champion. So you do Intercontinental Champion. So you kind of merge them, right? And it's not Intercontinental Champion, it's Continental Champion. So it's not quite like WWE, which is funny. And then you have an Intercontinental Champion, which is cool because everybody that has watched wrestling for the past 40 years understands that the Intercontinental Champion is like the number 2 champion.
Yeah.
So if you have that in AEW, all of a sudden you have a belt where people go, okay, that's the number 2. Because as it stands, you have the Continental Champion, you have the International Champion, and you have a TNT Champion.
Still have that, eh?
The TNT Championship is held by...
Is it Hook?
Is it Hook? Wasn't it Daniel Garcia? I don't know who the TNT Champion is anymore. Honestly.
Or it's not Jericho.
No.
Bill?
Holy shit. Who is it? Adam Cole the baby?
Adam Cole?
It's Adam Cole the baby. He won it from Daniel Garcia at AEW Dynasty on April 6th. Adam Cole the baby is the AEW TNT champion. But you see how far that belt is falling. Like at a certain point, that was the number 2 belt.
That was the Cody belt.
Cody had it first, then Brody Lee, then Cody, then Darby, then Miro, then Sammy Guevara, then Cody. Like, that belt meant something in 2022. But in 2025, the TNT belt means so little, I couldn't even tell you who the champion was.
Yeah, it's Adam Cole.
It's Adam Cole, the baby. So, there's so many of these secondary belts. TNT, Continental, International. They're going to at least merge one of them as the unified champion. But the unified champion doesn't sound like the secondary champion. It sounds like the main champion.
Yeah.
So if they did Intercontinental champion, then you would know, oh, he's the number 2 champion. But that's not what they're doing. They're doing unified champion, confusing the matter even more by making it seem like maybe you have 2 world champions.
Yeah.
So if Hangman is the AEW World Champion and Kenny Omega is the AEW Unified Champion, who's the main champion in AEW?
You got to have a clash of champions.
They can't do that officially.
Oh.
I think
Or
WWE...
But a night of champions.
No.
No.
They could do afternoon of champions. That would be super fun.
That would be quite funny. AEW's afternoon of champions on like a Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, they should do
TNT.
it opposite Night of Champions.
Afternoon of champions.
AEW should counter-program Night of Champions that's on in the afternoon and have their own show called Afternoon of Champions and really confuse everybody.
Yeah, I want to watch Night of Champions this afternoon.
WWE would have to sue immediately. They'd be like, wait a second, this is not... What the Oh, man. So Kenny and Okada is official for All In for the Unified Champion.
That's ridiculous.
Jon Moxley defending the World Championship against Hangman Page, and Toni Storm defending the Women's World Championship against Mercedes Moné. And that's all we have for a show that's like 3 weeks away. And knowing AEW, it's going to be about 7 to 10 more matches on this card.
Yeah, it's going to be like a 13-match card.
They
that
do
goes
so...
to 1 a.m.
Yeah, no, it's afternoon.
Oh, right. So
it's AEW's Afternoon of Champions, AEW All In. So thankfully it's on in the afternoon, so even if it is a marathon, we might be able to, not have to stay up past our bedtime to watch it. But my God. It's just that to do this Grand Slam Mexico show when you're so close to your biggest show of the year and you don't set anything up on this, like they didn't make a new match on this show.
No. Right?
So we're not building towards anything more. So that's one more week where there's no build for whatever else you're doing on this card. And you're doing way more. Seems like a waste of time.
We're going to have like 6 promos on next week's Dynamite.
Well, they have to.
You and me at All In.
Yeah. Angelo says, even I don't know who the TNT champ is. Like, nobody does, man. I'm not surprised you don't know. I don't think anybody knows. It's absurd.
Yeah, they really diluted it.
They
added way too many way too fast.
Every time Adam Cole comes on the screen, I'm just like...
Yeah. Is it still like him and like Kyle O'Reilly?
Yeah.
And Roderick Strong?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think Taven and Bennett disappeared, though. They were with them for a while. I don't know what happened to them.
That's like... It's amazing like that's what they just kept doing all these years of just these boring, vanilla...
Some people like Adam Cole. I know.
Still? Like, even still?
Yeah, I think so.
Like, it's still, like, Adam Cole, baby. Like, that's still, like, a really... It doesn't feel over. I mean, he's had, like, a prolonged injury time, but, like, I feel that's really kind of made people forget, Like, Adam Cole, I didn't think he made enough of a lasting impression.
People really... I don't know. People see him as good.
I never got it.
Where's Britt Baker?
Allegedly, she's maybe making her way to the WWE.
That'd be good for her. She could go to the main roster and do well. Very talented.
Although there could be maybe some interesting like shoot promos, or put her and Tiffany Stratton in a program together. Who knows what kind of promos can come out of that.
Good. Let's do that. Speaking of Tiffany Stratton, she's gonna wrestle Nia Jax in a last woman standing match next week.
Mm-hmm.
Nia attacked Tiffany on SmackDown, and then Naomi went to cash in Money in the Bank, but Nia pulled Naomi out of the ring and stopped her. So you could bet that Naomi will interfere in the last woman standing match next week, maybe even cashing in. I mean, last woman standing match, you would think the winner of that is going to be pretty beat up.
Yeah.
So you cash in on them, and maybe you win the belt. Seems like Naomi's going to do this proceed with caution, cash-in tease thing for a while.
Yeah.
Seems like that's her new gimmick, where she teases the Money in the Bank cash-in. She's always looming, and she's telling people to proceed with caution. Right? And Seth has Money in the Bank. I feel
wasn't
like
even on the show.
he wasn't on SmackDown, but he's a Raw guy.
Yeah.
Right? Thankfully, the SmackDown World Champion was actually on SmackDown tonight. John Cena on SmackDown. Cut a promo, did a match, cut another promo, did a beatdown of Punk. Cena did a lot tonight, and that's good because SmackDown needs their world champion around.
Yeah.
I was talking about it last week how CM Punk is wrestling John Cena for the belt. Punk's a Raw guy. The last guy that wrestled Cena for the belt was Truth on Saturday Night's Main Event. He's also a Raw guy. I'm not sure why he was on SmackDown tonight.
Yeah, it's just
maybe because
he's
he's
a wild card
to visit Cena.
Yeah.
What happened to the draft and all that? Whatever. I think Truth is maybe a wild card because he got fired or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to tell what's going on there.
But SmackDown didn't really have a world champion. It's like a 3-hour show with no world champion.
Yeah.
Rough. Because Cena's really, concerned with people on Raw. And Seth has the Money in the Bank. He's on Raw. Gunther's a world champion. He's on Raw. So what's SmackDown?
It's a lot of Jacob Fatu.
Yeah. So thankfully Cena was on the show to kind of help things out. Cody was there too. That helps.
A lot of big stars.
Yeah. Yeah.
Randy was there.
Yeah, Randy wrestled.
Yeah. Charlotte wrestled.
Beat Sami Zayn. So Sami Zayn's not going to be in the King of the Ring final in Saudi Arabia, which makes me think even more.
Yeah.
I thought maybe he'd get to the King of the Ring finals and lose. But the fact that he's not even there makes me really think, he might win the Royal Rumble then, because that's going to be in Saudi Arabia too in January. But Sami not winning, a bit of a surprise to see Randy, to see Sami not, because, Sami's very over in Saudi Arabia, so you figured
I was
maybe.
kind of surprised. And the finish I wasn't too happy with. The camera, it was he was going for the haluva kick, but when we saw Randy was in the middle of the ring. We didn't see Randy go into the corner.
Mm-hmm.
The camera was really focused on Sami, which I'm kind of starting to see now is that when the camera just won't budge from a guy, Randy's going to pop out with the RKO.
Yeah, because you're supposed to do a really tight shot on one guy so you don't see Randy right next to him about to do the RKO. So it's it's out of nowhere, except it's not. He was setting it up.
He was in the middle of the ring. He never went to the corner.
It was actually very obvious for everybody watching. You just didn't show him on camera at the time.
Yeah, and Sami starts running, and then he kind of takes it. And takes it. And
it's if I'm standing here like this, right next to you, but the camera's just zoomed in on you, and then I RKO you when the camera zooms out. It's wow, that was out of nowhere, except it wasn't.
Yeah.
I was standing here for 5 minutes waiting.
So I didn't really like that.
Yeah, Randy beat Sami. He's in the King of the Ring finals. He'll wrestle the winner of Cody, Jey Uso. Asuka, Queen of the Ring finals. She'll wrestle the winner of Roxanne Perez and Jade Cargill.
Who do you have winning that one?
I don't know.
I have Roxanne.
Yeah. How does Jade lose?
Kind of interference, maybe roll up with the foot on the ropes or something, or
This would be a good time for Raquel to help Roxanne.
Yeah.
And then Roxanne Asuka, and then Asuka wins and challenges. Because the winner gets a title shot at SummerSlam. I feel like Asuka makes sense for a title shot at SummerSlam against
the Raw Women's Champion.
Mommy?
Is she the champion right now?
Uh,
No, Io.
Oh, Io.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Asuka, Io.
Yeah.
Although Roxanne gets elevated pretty fast if she's like put in the title picture, kind of.
Yeah.
And they want to fast track that.
That would be, yeah, I could see it either way.
Yeah, but Asuka, Io is
or Jade Cargill.
Yeah.
And Jade Cargill has a title shot at SummerSlam, doesn't decide against who. Meantime, Naomi cashes in Money in the Bank, is champion.
Oh, yeah.
You do Jade Naomi for the belt at SummerSlam. Comes full circle. A lot of options.
Yeah.
I think that match on Raw, Jade and Roxanne could go either way. A lot of options.
It's an interesting matchup. A lot of big difference in size.
And then even in the finals, like I could see Roxanne, Jade, or Asuka winning Queen of the Ring.
Yeah.
I really think Cody's going to win King of the Ring, though.
Yeah.
I don't see Jey Uso or Randy.
I can see Jey Uso. I really don't want it to be Jey Uso. Randy, I don't see because they hyped up the last match they had as the last time these guys are going to wrestle, so it wouldn't make sense to be like, actually, no. Although, it would make sense for them to be like, Randy Cena, let's do it again.
Yeah.
Nobody who...
I mean, maybe they do because...
It's one more time.
Randy was in the King of the Ring finals last year, losing to Gunther. Does he lose 2 in a row? He's in the King of the Ring finals 2 years in a row. I think if it's him and Cody, yeah, I mean, it would be very WWE to do. Let's do Cena Randy again.
Yeah.
But I think they have to do Cody Cena. Because, I don't want to wait more. Because we all know what's happening. So, what are we doing here? Skip the bullshit. Let's get to the point.
And Cena wins, and Roman Reigns comes out to face off with him.
Yeah, maybe.
I have Cena winning if it's a Cody rematch.
Yeah.
I don't think Cody's taking it back.
No.
I think it's Roman.
Roman's the one that takes it from Cena? Yeah.
It feels like it.
Roman or Roman or Cody. I think Cody could do it too. But yeah, Roman would be cool. Roman would be good. Still no sign of Roman. Him returning at SummerSlam would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big pop.
Yeah.
Because Cody lost. Who's Cena is Cena gonna walk out with the title? Then
yeah.
The crowd's like, oh!
Crowd will go nuts for the return of the tribal chief.
And I
put the ones up.
Did I say it last week that Roman was winning a match, won a match at the start of his tribal chief era as a big heel, and Cena showed up to surprise and be like, oh, I'm your new challenger.
Yeah.
So if Roman doing that to him, to a big pop, would make sense.
I'd like it. I would like it. I like it all. The only thing I don't like is Goldberg coming back.
Yeah, that's bad.
I also don't like that the Yankees lost.
That's also bad.
Losing
in late innings.
I don't like
hurts.
that Liv Morgan is injured. There's a lot of things I don't like.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
But I like Angelo. I like Jason Pete. Jason, you're the Super Chat leader of the night. Angelo, Jason, Leor, thank you for supporting the Ringside Report Network over at join.ringsidereport.net, membership.ringsidereport.net, and, of course, you can go to merch.ringsidereport.net. If you're not supporting that way, you could just like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe. Please subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. And thanks to Johnny North for being a tough guy. He'll be back next week. Took a vicious beating tonight. Let's bring that one up one more time just in case you missed it. If you didn't see Johnny North and the photo he sent me of his strap match that he had tonight wrestling in Sudbury, there he is. Big Johnny. So hope that he heals up and he's okay.
Looks like a U there in the middle there.
Huh?
Like one of those.
Yeah, it's rough. And I'm being told to do something. I don't know why. On the show, you want me to do this? What am I supposed to do here? What? And you check out ringsidereport.net as well. Go to our website.
Ooh, bobbleheads.
Go to our website, ringsidereport.net. There's so much info. There's merch you can get. There's news. All sorts of great stuff over at ringsidereport.net. Look at that cool website.
What is kayfabe?
What is kayfabe? You want to know? Botches, when wrestling goes wrong. Read about all sorts of stuff. Check out some videos. Check out shorts. Check out all sorts of things that we have over on our website. ringsidereport.net. ringsidereport.net. For over 20 years, the Ringside Report Network going strong, kicking ass, taking names, doing the damn thing. Thank you to everybody for supporting, and we'll see you again real soon right here on the Ringside Report Network.
Thanks for sticking with us to the end. We would really appreciate it if you could help us spread the word.
You know the drill. Hit that subscribe button. Flip those notification switches.
We are an audience-supported network, so consider becoming a recurring supporter at membership.ringsidereport.net. Check out our website at ringsidereport.net.